Welcome to the AC 24/7 Top Story Countdown. We'll guide you through the biggest news of the day. Our focus, advocating our rights, advocating health, and advocating Earth. Here's our pick for number 4.
Members of America's indigenous communities are working hard to preserve their heritage and boost economic output.
A lot of our communities, they are the number one employer in a region.
According to the National Center for American Indian Enterprise Development, tribal governments and their enterprises are seeing great success in building sustainable economies rooted in their cultural values, employing thousands of workers and generating billions in dollars in state, regional, and federal economies. And the organization's leadership says there's a growing effort to increase that success through intertribal trade and collaboration by creating new businesses and generating more jobs.
Those tribes are supporting states. They're supporting local economies. Many of our tribes are involved in tourism.
Next month, President Joe Biden is set to host leaders from some of the 574 federally recognized tribes at the White House to discuss ways the federal government can invest in and strengthen Native communities. Meanwhile, some communities are prioritizing continued self-reliance. One example is the Indian Nations Conservation Alliance, which created an intertribal exchange app that allows anyone to share and trade goods and services in a digital marketplace.
It empowers indigenous people around the world to really add items and create abundance in their area.
Another example, an effort led by Native Hawaiians. The nation of Hawaii is signing peace and friendship treaties with federally recognized tribes to support each other and to amplify their economic and social goals worldwide. For Consumer Watch, I'm Cole Higgins.
TheAdvocateChannel.com looks at the world through the lens of equality and inclusion. Subscribe, like, and share now. AC 24/7's Top Story Countdown continues with our producer's pick for number 3.
سلامات معكم آيات.
Life before the wars felt like a distant memory for video blogger Ayat Khadoura. They were the days when she'd smile in her videos, taking her followers behind the scenes of her work in Gaza. For weeks now, her posts have been about life at a time of war.
We now wake up at 5 a.m. to queue for bread. We now walk more than 6 kilometers to fill up a gallon of salty or fresh water. We charge our phones on the streets using the solar power we can find. We crave our favorite foods, but there's no power, no gas or water, so we have to make do with canned foods.
Ayat showed people how Gazans survive, neighbors sharing the little they have to bake bread in clay ovens. And at times, it was about how close death felt as bombs rained down on Gaza.
This might be my last video. They dropped leaflets asking people to evacuate the area. Most people fled. People were running in the streets like crazy, not knowing where to go. The situation is terrifying. God have mercy on us.
As the war intensified in the north, Ayat didn't leave. The safety they were told to evacuate to in the south was an illusion. Nowhere in Gaza is safe, she said.
Death and destruction is everywhere in Gaza. The occupation has no mercy on anyone, not the elderly, not the children, not the women, no one. All civilians are under fire in Gaza. Where are the decision makers? Where's the world? Gaza is being annihilated. We are dying. Someone do something. Enough.
But these desperate cries of so many like Ayat haven't stopped this seemingly endless nightmare for the people of Gaza, where burying their dead has become their everyday, where every moment feels like it may be their last. On Monday, it was Ayat's, killed along with other family members in a night of intense bombardment of Beit Lahia. Her last video, the haunting words of a 27-year-old with a final message from Gaza to the world.
We're humans like everyone else. We had big dreams. Now our dream is, if we are killed, we are a body in one piece, so we can be identified, buried in a grave, not body parts in a bag. When will this war end? Who will remain to tell people what happened to us? what we lived through, what we've witnessed.
Like the Advocate channel on Facebook for the best way to get updates on stories that advocate for equality, justice, our rights, and more. AC 24/7 continues with today's top 2 pick.
Carried through the crowds, celebrated by thousands of Palestinians. These boys are among 33 teenagers released from Israeli prisons on Saturday. This is, for many here in the occupied West Bank, a moment of hope. And for those now freed, a moment of utter relief. "I'm so happy. I can't believe this is real," Ibrahim says. "I don't even know what to say." This scene, a product of a delicate 4-day truce agreement between Israel and Hamas, set to see 150 Palestinian prisoners and detainees released, and at least 50 Israeli hostages freed from Hamas captivity in Gaza. There are many Palestinian families who will still be waiting anxiously to hear if their loved ones will too be freed. The Tamimi family, seen here on Saturday, has rallied for months, calling for the release of 17-year-old Wissam. He was seriously injured by Israeli forces and later arrested in June, accused by Israel of offences including possessing a weapon, but he was never charged. Now, he and his family are finally together again. "I can't describe to you how I'm feeling right now. I honestly can't believe it. I feel like I'm in a dream," Wissam's mother, Hunaida, says. "My son is finally with me. I thank God and pray that every mother will be able to feel this joy. I pray God grants the Palestinian people this happiness. We just want to be able to smile and laugh together." Many of those now released are among the over 3,000 Palestinians held under administrative detention, meaning no charges have been laid against them and no ongoing legal process. Israel says some of those released were being held on terror or weapons charges. But in a list published by Israeli authorities of 300 women and children eligible for release, throwing stones and harming regional security were among the most common charges.
There are children here who have been in jail for 8 years, 5 years, 6 years. It's unacceptable. Many of them have now huge psychological problems because of the torture, at least psychological torture, because of the way they were interrogated. It is a terrible atrocity that is practiced against these children.
For the crowds gathered here in the occupied West Bank, this celebration, they say, is a symbol of justice, bringing thousands of Palestinians together to share in the joy of now reunited families. But for many, that joy is coupled with grief, with pain felt deeply here for the people of Gaza.
We're extremely happy, but still overwhelmed and extremely saddened by everything going on here in Palestine, but at the same time still resilient to keep going with whatever we can do in order to hopefully achieve a ceasefire and hopefully later on a full liberation.
Follow the Advocate channel on Twitter and Instagram to stay updated on stories that matter every day. Here's our number 1 story of the day. Take a look.
The hostage release tonight is expected to go forward. The outstanding issues are close to being resolved if they haven't been resolved already. And even though we have seen some of the roadblocks that we've seen a couple of days ago, it is expected to proceed as per the agreement, which means we'll see a release of hostages, and then later on this evening, perhaps very late this evening, a release of Palestinian prisoners. At the same time, this could have been the end of the truce with the release of these hostages, but Qatar announcing that they've secured 2 more days in the truce, which means that in each of these days, according to the agreement, 10 more Israeli hostages will be released, women and children, in exchange for Palestinian prisoners being released. So that is a bit of good news. It will certainly allow more humanitarian aid into Gaza. And for the families here in Israel who've been watching this, it means that tonight there will be some more celebrations of reunions, even as those who haven't been able to see their loved ones released keep waiting.
Thanks for watching the Advocate channel's top stories. We're on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. Follow, like, and share, or check out advocatechannel.com for even more stories that advocate for you.